an eye on Washington as that story developed this afternoon. But here at home, the suspect in a deadly shooting at the Augusta Mall over the weekend was in court this afternoon.
37-year-old Tony Burton is facing multiple charges, including murder. He was in Richmond County Magistrate Court just a couple of hours ago for his first appearance. His case was sent to Supreme Court for a bond hearing. Superior Court, rather. Richmond County investigators say Burton shot and killed 26-year-old Daryl Little after a fight broke out inside the mall on Saturday.
And the whole thing leaving the Augusta community shaken up, with some saying they don't feel safe at the mall anymore. Sydney Heiberger joins us live from outside the Augusta Mall. And Sydney, you spoke with mall management about what they plan to do in response.
Exactly, Richard. And Richmond County Sheriff's Office said that the fight started with two men inside of the mall when one of them pulled out a gun. One of those men was shot multiple times during a struggle over that gun, and we're told an innocent female bystander was shot in the leg. She is expected to be okay, but employees at the mall are saying they want more security measures. In a statement that we got today from the mall, they said, quote, "We are always evaluating our security program and are making adjustments following the unfortunate incident from Saturday. What those safety protocols are, though, the mall could not say, they say, for security reasons. Mall employees like Osmond Pascal say they don't feel that the posted no weapon signs are enough to stop people from bringing guns into the mall. They say they want armed deputies at the mall at all times and metal detectors installed at every entrance."
The security team that they have there is a contract security team, and the only thing that they can do is call the sheriff department. I have some employees that don't even want to come to work until we have more security that can protect us.
Not everyone feels this way, though. I talked to one Augusta resident today who says she thinks increased security at the mall would actually hurt more than it would help. And we're going to hear from her and tell you why she feels that way tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Certainly a challenge for the Augusta Mall as they deal with the other challenge of COVID. But Sydney, thanks for the live update there from the mall. As we see in Sydney's shot, it is a bright, sunny afternoon. I think we have a live look here from our Aiken camera. If not, there it is. It's just a crystal blue sky out there. And Riley, warming up out there, too.
Definitely is. We are hitting the 80s this afternoon here in Augusta, and we are seeing blue skies as well. Looking at our Weather Sim camera network here over Aiken County, fantastic sight once again. And those temperatures very comfortable, ranging anywhere from the mid-70s to even the low 80s in some spots. We here in Augusta are one of the warmer locations, right at 80, same as SRS. And Louisville joining the bunch here, reaching the 80s this afternoon. Through this evening, we're expecting our temperatures to most likely stay in the 70s the next hour or so. After sunset, we're going to dip into the 60s, and then overnight tonight, most of the locations across the region should be able to see the 50s again. This is a look at Tropical Storm Gamma. This is bringing us some cloud cover across the Georgia, Florida, South Carolina coastline. But Tropical Storm Delta, the more concerning system for us later in the week. We'll have more on the potential for some tropical rain in that forecast just coming up.
All right, thank you, Riley. With President Trump still some big decisions on the horizon for school leaders in Aiken County, the Back to School Advisory Committee is meeting on whether elementary schools and special education classes should reopen for 5-day in-person learning. The committee says it will look at school data of how many students and how many staff members have tested positive or even have been just quarantined because of exposure. Based on those numbers, they say they'll recommend either to start face-to-face instruction on October 12th or October 19th, or the original date of November 2nd. The county school board will then review that recommendation tomorrow night during their meeting.
To Columbia County Schools now, where that school district will be holding a job fair tomorrow. Officials say they're looking specifically to hire bus drivers and custodians. So if you're interested in applying, this is happening from 4 to 6 at Columbia Middle School. Face masks are required. Everyone's asked to social distance as well. The Human Resources and Transportation Department, they are going to be there to explain the job descriptions, answer any questions you might have. We're told all qualified candidates will be interviewed right there on the spot. Regal Cinema is announcing it will temporarily shut down all of its theaters. That means the one at the Augusta Exchange and the Aiken Mall will be closing down. Starting Thursday, more than 500 theaters across the country will close their doors, leaving about 45,000 people out of a job. The decision comes after the company reported a loss of more than $1.5 billion in the first half of the year. New movie releases just completely stopped. No word yet on when theaters might reopen, but Regal's parent company says it'll be keeping an eye on markets worldwide.
More cancellations happening locally due to the pandemic. The 2020 Augusta Roast on the River now officially canceled. In a statement, the Savannah Riverkeeper says, quoting here, at a time when we want so badly to pull an elbow up at an oyster table to eat, drink, and make new friends, to do a little healing, we have to be vigilant. However, they will be holding an online raffle for one lucky person to win a kayak. They will draw live online on the 24th at 2 p.m. For more information and how you can get a raffle ticket, just head to our website. We'll hook you up there.
And before we head to the break, a quick programming note for you. For all you Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune fans out there, you're going to have to watch tonight on a different channel. That's because CBS Sports is airing the postponed New England Patriots Kansas City Chiefs game on the CBS side. That's just after 7 o'clock tonight. But if you still want to get in your game shows, and I know a lot of you will, you can watch both Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune at their normal time. But on a new station, we're going to air those over on My 12.
A new art studio is opening up in Columbia County. How local business owners say they're keeping business alive during the pandemic. Riley?
Tropical Storm Delta continues to strengthen, actually getting very close to becoming a hurricane. We'll see what the National Hurricane Center update says coming up.
SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Well, as the economy tries to bounce back, some businesses in Columbia County say business is thriving.
In fact, we found one business is opening a new location. Our Brady Trapnell reports on the hope that's pushing many forward.
You can literally smell the sawdust at this shopping center in Grovetown. One business moving in behind me, another that just moved into the storefront next door, both betting on growth during a pandemic. Opening up a pottery studio
Scary.
right now
Hopeful.
may not sound like the best idea, but tell that to Cricket Willis.
I just believed that, it was going to come around and everything was going to come back to a new normal.
Willis opened Artsy Me last week in Grovetown, her second location in Columbia County.
This is where the people are. This is where they're coming. It is crazy.
Her Evans location had a better September than last year, but it's not all good. She did have to close her store in downtown Augusta.
Paint and pottery is not essential. Although highly beneficial, it is not essential. So our business definitely, died down a lot.
But they plan to ride the wave of Columbia County's growth.
We're seeing a good uptick in our small business community in the retail starts and new business licenses from what I can tell.
Robbie Bennett with the Development Authority of Columbia County says employment is growing and several big businesses are moving here.
That allows your retail and small businesses to thrive as well.
But Bennett says some are still struggling and may not make it, and that can't be forgotten. Yet the outlook is good.
Considering what's going on nationally, I feel like Columbia County is well positioned and very blessed right now.
Artsy Me hopes they have so much success that they can reopen their downtown Augusta location. They say they don't expect to have any issues in this spot. Reporting in Columbia County, Brady Trapnell on your side.
The Development Authority of Columbia County tells us Fort Gordon, SRS, businesses like Amazon coming to town, all continuing to push the area forward.
Augusta's Economic Development Authority says they're experiencing similar growth, so some good news in the pandemic. Things starting off rather slow. Of course, we were closed down. Everywhere was closed down for 2 weeks, but now things a little better.
Step by step.
Yeah,
All
slow.
right, let's have a look outside. We're going to check our camera in Grovetown. Nice looking afternoon out there, Riley, but it's warming up.
Definitely is, Richard, and we're actually seeing the 80s this afternoon. So after staying in the 70s the past few days, we are getting a little bit warmer out there. We're actually going to be adding possibly some tropical moisture to the mix later into the week. We're looking at two different storms here. This is Tropical Storm Gamma. This is just near the Yucatan Peninsula, and now getting close to hurricane strength, but still a Tropical Storm Delta. That is just south of Cuba there. We're going to be more concerned about Delta later this week. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, Gamma is not going to do all too much. That's expected to fizzle out. But Delta is expected to continue this path of strengthening. Already seeing winds sustained up to 70 miles per hour. Once we get over 74, then that is a hurricane. So we're getting close. Would not be surprised if we hit that by later tonight in those evening updates. We're expecting this western motion to continue to make a northwestern turn between the Yucatan and Cuba later into the week. Keep in mind, with this 5 p.m. update, it actually did increase the intensity of this storm, bringing it up to a major hurricane strength by Wednesday, early Wednesday morning as a Category 3 system. So that is not the best update we wanted to hear from the National Hurricane Center at 5 p.m., but keep in mind this is expected to be a very powerful storm and making landfall later into the week between Louisiana and that Alabama Gulf Coast. So this is where our cone of uncertainty stays, and you can see as far as our spaghetti plots go, they have a lot of consistency, a very good model solution showing that there's a lot of consistency in them, knowing where the storm's going to go. And as far as the intensity forecast, that's more of the question mark, but as far as where it's going to go, more certainty in that. So here's two of them. It's interacting with the front right here, bringing some showers to North Florida, South Florida as well. As high pressure continues to move off the coast tomorrow, that could bring a few onshore showers to our area Tuesday afternoon. But the tropical impactful weather not expected till late this week into the weekend. So this is jumping ahead all the way to Thursday night, and you can see that system still offshore. So Friday into Saturday, that's when our rain chances are going to be much higher, but the eventual timing, intensity of this system is going to eventually influence how much rain we see and when we see it. So still some uncertainty, but latest model guidance showing those rain chances highest between Friday and Sunday. As far as temperatures go this week, we are going to be getting a little bit warmer as well. Highs Wednesday and Thursday in the mid-80s.
Riley, thanks a lot. The Grand Ole Opry welcoming back guests for the first time since back in March. We're going to take you to Nashville for the latest on that.
Rain chances have creeped back into the forecast for our Tuesday. Not expecting a washout by any means, but there is going to be the opportunity for a few isolated showers that currently mainly favors areas south of Augusta for tomorrow afternoon. Heading later into the week, Friday into Saturday, that's most likely when we'll see the influence from what is now Delta as it moves through the southeast. That's expected to be Friday through Sunday. For us tonight, just expecting a few clouds, especially south of Augusta. Low temperatures generally in the mid-50s for a lot of the area. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're getting close to 80. It will be highly dependent on how much cloud cover we eventually see, but most of us expect to stay in the 70s for highs on Tuesday. Getting warmer, though, by Wednesday, Thursday, highs back in the mid-80s for us. Notice those nighttime temps back in the 60s as well. And then get ready, folks. Those rain chances later in the week, highly dependent on that tropical system, so we'll continue to update.
Still to come, a woman found dead in an Augusta park. Her death ruled suspicious. Why officials are now investigating this as a homicide. It's ahead, first at 5.